So for this project I was trying something different. I wanted to find the most unwanted road bike in Dublin and see how much value I could add into this bike. I quickly found what I needed, and 2 days later I met a guy called Jose and he sold me his old commuter. He was a cool guy. It's an old, all black road racer from the mid 2000s. I'm gonna estimate that this bike had at least 5 owners in its time. The gear system was made by that cool Japanese company, and I had faith that it would work like a dream after I gave it a bit of the TLC. The beauty of these bikes really is that there is no proprietary parts. The numbers make sense. You got the 27.2 seat post. You got your stem that works, it's not integrated, all the cables are on the outside, yada yada yada. Loads of people on the internet have talked about this. These bikes are cool, they're easy to work on, and they're fun for the average bikey mechanic amateur. And this is the perfect beginning for me. When people respray a bike like this, like I guess the guy thought it'd look cool to spray it all black, but this really makes it lose all of its value. And for me, in this experiment, that's perfect. I wanted something that I could feel completely disconnected from, a bike that I had nothing to lose with if I was to paint all over it with my crazy ideas. So first there was a lot of cleaning. This thing had a crazy amount of mileage. Yeah, the front chainring, it just had the thickest layer of grease. And yeah, the middle ring on it must be the only one that the guy ever cycled on, because it had worn all the way down to that sharp tooth kind of shape. So I knew this is it's going to need a lot of parts, which is something that's fun for me. I like the opportunity to buy new shiny parts, but normally I can only justify this to myself, replacing them when I know they're absolutely destroyed and that they're not going to function properly. I've watched way too many Durian Rider videos showing him keeping parts going forever that I just feel guilty throwing away something that actually works. So yeah, with this one, like, I went all out. I got new chain, new cassette, new cables for all the mechanisms, for the brakes and the gears, new narrow wide chain ring, which is fun for me. I like the idea of simplifying these bikes with that little hack. So after my initial cleaning and inspection, I gave the bike a quick respray to coat over that black spray that happened before. And at this point I was finally ready to have some fun. So I made a few initial sketches of what I wanted to paint onto this bike, and the plan was to tattoo the frame with illustrations inspired by Flann O'Brien's novel The Third Policeman. This book is really strange, it's unsettling, I enjoyed it a lot. It captures a unique strangeness and bleakness of the Irish countryside. And it does it in a way that I've never really seen before. Ireland is known for this beautiful scenery, but also it comes with a lot of grey, colourless days in the west of Ireland. That's where I grew up, and these parts are a lot harder to sell to tourists, but it is what it is. It's just like bleak landscapes in the winter, you know. And with this in mind, I decided to keep a lot of the artwork on this monochrome, no colours. From my reading of the book, I could say I could only ever really visualise the novel in black and white. That's just the way I naturally seen it, kind of a sepia tone maybe. I had a similar thing while I was reading Cormac McCarthy's The Road, another cool book. And also this was completely convenient for me, as I was slightly intimidated with this project in my own painting skill. I like the idea of removing colour from it. It's just another thing I didn't have to think about. So up the front here, we have the head tube, and I've painted a man merging with the bicycle. This concept is usually what people talk about when you ask them, have you ever read this book? And I like this dude, yeah. I like that he looks like an old-timey nerd, or perhaps a government worker. Along the down tube on the drive side, we have a representation of Police McCruskeen's ornate box. On the drive side, on the same tube, I've painted a postman described in the book who is fused with the personality of his bike to the point where he can only sleep standing up, and that was an image that always stuck with me. I've represented the quote, "Eternity is a terrible thought" here with this fun infinity bike chain that I came up with. And I've got a few more little kitsch bike tattoos here and there. Some of them I'm not as proud of as others, but they're staying on. I like them. On both sides of the fork, I have the police barracks that the narrator approaches. When he approaches this is sort of the moment that he realizes that he's in this purgatory. The barracks is said to change appearance as the narrator approaches the building. It is quoted as, "It looked as if it were painted like an advertisement on a board on the roadside, and indeed very poorly painted. It looked completely false and unconvincing." And I like this quote. I found it kind of comforting in that, well, if it's supposed to be completely false and unconvincing and look like it was painted by a child, my painting doesn't have to be perfect. And yeah, I could go on and on about how much I love this book, but I don't really think that would do it justice, and many people have gone very deep into interpretations of what it all means. But I just think it's a great book. It's great images, and it represents the mind of people that are obsessed with bikes, and the sort of crazed mentality that bike nerds have about bikes. Brian O'Nolan, aka Flann O'Brien, the author, he was also a civil servant, and I like to think that some of the insane concepts in this book came to him perhaps when he was working at the Department of Transport. So I think I'll make a few more of these art bikes. I'll be attempting to sell this on my regular page on adverts.ie, and I'll probably link that down in the description. If you know me, you can find me, and if you don't, there will be somewhere where you can email me, YouTube message me, whatever. If you want to buy this bike, it is for sale, and we can make a deal. Just find me, contact me, and I'll even throw in my own copy of the book. Yeah, cool.